Adventurous kids, explore with education and learning what a wild life is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West. Adventurous kids, learning and fun. Adventurous kids!
Today we're going to
tell you about the Maya. Hi, Adventurous Kids audience. Today we're going on an adventure back in time, more than 1,000 years ago, to learn about an amazing group of people called the Maya. The Maya lived in parts of what we now call Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. They built big cities, tall pyramids, and had their own writing, calendar, and number system.
the Maya were super smart. They were one of the first civilizations in the Americas to use writing, and they didn't use letters like we do. They used special symbols called glyphs. The glyphs told stories about kings, gods, wars, and even sports. Little humor there. They wrote on stone, on pottery, and in books made from tree bark.
Speaking of smart, the Mayan were also amazing mathematicians and astronomers. They created a special calendar that helped them know when the best time was to plant crops and celebrate festivals. They watched the stars and even figured out how long a year is, almost exactly what scientists know today.
The Mayan lived in big cities like Pico, Palenque, and Chichen Itza. In the middle of their cities, they built huge temples and pyramids. Some of them were so tall they looked like they were touching the sky. These buildings were used for religious ceremonies and to honor their gods.
The Mayans believed in many gods, like the sun god, the rain god, and the corn god. Corn or maize was their most important food. They ate it in tortillas, tamales, and other yummy meals. They also grew beans, squash, and chili peppers. Whew, spicy. I can't eat chili peppers.
The clothing worn by the Mayan depended on the region they lived in and their social status. The wealthy wore colorful clothing made from animal skins. They also wore feather headdresses and fancy jewelry. Commoners wore simpler clothing. Both men and women would use a blanket called a manta to wrap around their shoulders when it was cold.
Although much of the Mayan life was spent doing hard work, they did enjoy entertainment as well. A lot of their entertainment was centered around religious ceremonies. They played music, danced, and played games such as the Mayan ball game.
The Mayan had hundreds of different dances. Many of these dances are still practiced today. Some examples of the dances include the snake dance, the monkey dance, and the dance of the stag.
The nobles and kings lived inside the city in large palaces made from stone. The commoners lived in huts outside of the city near the farms. The huts were usually made from mud, but were sometimes made from stone. They were single room homes with thatched roofs. In many areas, the Mayan people built their huts on top of platforms made from dirt or stone in order to protect them from floods.
Even though many Mayan cities stopped being used hundreds of years ago, the Mayan people never disappeared. Millions of Mayan people still live today, speaking their own language and keeping many of their traditions alive. Pretty cool, right?
So next time you look at a calendar or see a pyramid, remember the Mayan people, a brilliant, creative civilization that helped shape the world we live in today.
Thanks so much for watching
this Adventurous Kids episode. Yeah!
Oh, blessed be.
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous Kids.
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous